Hey, what's up? Just another video here. I wanted to give my thoughts on the ActiveCampaign Activate Study Hall. A couple months ago, maybe a month ago, I was emailed, probably in December, by ActiveCampaign saying, "Hey, we're coming in New Orleans. We're doing this thing," and it was only $50, and they gave you breakfast and they give you lunch and they teach you ActiveCampaign stuff. And I was like, you know what, that's pretty cheap. And ActiveCampaign is something that can make me a lot of money or save me a lot of money or a little bit of both. So I figured, hey, let's give it a shot. So I literally just got out on the way back to the office and just gonna give my thoughts. So yeah, I got there around, it started at 7:30. They said to get there at 7:30, which really it started more like at 8 or 8:15. So they allowed you to have like 30 minutes for networking, and the people there were they were good, you know, people who seemed like they were fairly serious about their business. Seemed like some pretty successful people. Here in New Orleans, I think we had a turnout of about 15 people, 14, 15-ish. And so, oh boy, somebody blocked the intersection. Oh man, honking. So I got to know a few people, including some familiar faces, but some marketing business owners. But they also had some marketing directors of bigger companies, and yeah, like marketing peeps, either business owners, and then they had a guy who was like a small team consultant. He was cool. Got a couple business cards. You know, it's always good to have more connections and shake some hands, you know. But the real reason I went there is for the learning. Now, ActiveCampaign is something I've been using since 2018. It allows you to automate certain processes in your sales process, certain things of your sales or your onboarding or your marketing. The way I'm using it right now is they also have a CRM feature, so I'm using that, and I'm also using it to follow up, automate some of my follow-up, and I'm not doing a very good job of that because I need to optimize that. But I'm also using it to remind people that I have a webinar after they download my lead magnet. And so you know, I've never really felt comfortable with it because I bought into a program and they had a template system where I was just able to import an existing funnel and kind of change some things, but I never really understood everything. So this was a really good way to kind of get back to basics, and they walk you through every feature and they answer any questions that you may have. And the people, it was a guy and a girl who came in and did a talk. The guy did most of the stuff, and then the woman who was there would help. I think her name was can't remember. But yeah, she would just kind of be there to add little quips or take over when he needed to take a break. It was pretty much nonstop with like a 15-minute break. And even when they gave you the box, they give you a boxed lunch from a local Panera Bread, which you know, it was a working lunch. You know, he talked the whole time while you ate, kind of thing. And yeah, I feel like I did learn a lot. And really, ActiveCampaign is one of those things where it's not really that complicated. It's really not, but it seems so complicated. But it's easy to get really intimidated because there's just so much you can do. But I think if you're trying to decide, do you want to go to this, I'd say definitely yes, because you'll learn a lot, most likely, unless you're already a hardcore person who's done all the trainings. Maybe it'll be a little underwhelming, but they can still probably answer your more advanced questions. So maybe I would go. But it's, you know, it's affordable. You get food, you get coffee. They had coffee in the morning, and breakfast, which was the breakfast was like bagels with like cream cheese, and they had parfait with like granola and yogurt and blueberries in it. And then for lunch, Panera Bread. It was a bunch of boxes of different sandwiches, I guess, and a sandwich cookie and chips. And so I got like a steak and arugula. I don't even know what arugula is, but it was good. But Panera Bread, you know. So it was like a Panera Bread boxed lunch. So I got all my questions answered, and while they were talking, I was literally able to go in and change a bunch of stuff in my own ActiveCampaign account that I'm overdue with changing. So I left there in a better place, and they weren't sitting there trying to get you to do this stuff while they were talking. But I'm familiar enough that I can hop in there and make some changes and stuff like that. So, like I said, I got all my questions answered. I learned a lot about the software as a service, whatever you want to call it, the tool. And yeah, really good investment. It did take the better part of a work day, but I still recommend doing it. I'd probably send anybody on your marketing team there if you have a couple staff members or something like that to learn, because I think it is something that's going to pay for itself. I would imagine 5-10 years ago you'd have to have multiple employees to do some of the stuff that ActiveCampaign does, and now it's just all automated. I'm talking about things like follow-ups. I'm talking about things like lead scoring and reminders. God, it must have been really hard back then. But yeah, like I said, I have a better understanding of the software now, and yeah, I definitely recommend it. So give it a look. If it's coming to your city, give it a look. All right, that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and hit that alert button, because I'm doing daily updates, not daily, but a couple times a week updates, just what's going on with my business and life. Have a great day.